Welcome to the latest edition of Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts, where almost no subject is off limits. Now, here are your hosts, Boomer Diane Faith and Millennial at heart, Stanley Roberts.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Oh, are we up? Oh, am I off?
No.
Like off of the screen?
No, you're here. You want to come this way, you can. A baby step.
Something is happening. Nothing happening?
Oh, something is happening. What is it, Gabriel?
Sorry, I got to
Hello, everyone.
Makes a little bit. Hi, guys.
What's happening? Your mic needs to face that way so they can hear you clearly.
All right.
If not, you'd be talking to the side of your mouth. You don't want that, do you?
Is this the side of my mouth?
Yeah. Hello. We're not getting crazy heat, but we're getting smoke.
Ooh, who's getting smoke?
Gabriel Shapiro. He doesn't like to be called Gabe. He wants to be called. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Millennial Boom. That's Diane Faith.
And this Stanley Roberts.
And parking is hard.
And parking is hard.
All right, just check. So, how's everybody doing? First of all, it's important that we ask you guys that. Hello, Parich 29. I never say it right. Hello, Gil.
Hello,
Happy
Gil.
Sunday evening. You know what today is? Today is National Ice Cream Day.
So he went out to go buy ice cream. I didn't even realize. Are you going to have some of that?
I think I am going to have
air?
some. On air.
Nice.
Yes, we're going to have some. I see you brought 2 spoons.
I brought me a spoon just in case.
In case what there's like an earthquake and you have to have emergency.
In case I want to try some.
In case there's an earthquake, you have to have emergency ice cream supply. No, okay.
Oh, that's why ice cream is on sale today, says Gabriel. Yes.
So you guys talk. Ooh, I think I let it out too long.
No, you guys talk?
Yeah, I'm going to open up the ice cream.
You can't do 2 things at one time, huh?
No. I am.
You guys, apologies for if you can hear that noise.
I am
as Stanley doesn't know how to open up the ice cream.
Well, they make it so it's like a safety package. It's like, oh, and by the way, this is fish food.
Never tried it before.
By Ben and Jerry. And of course, someone would tell me.
Gabriel says you might want to put that in the freezer. Yeah. Oh, you did leave it out too long, huh?
No, it's just the way I like it.
Don't put it next to the.
It's fine. It's just ice cream. Can I have my spoon, please?
No, you can't eat with a spoon.
Okay, I'll lick it. Then you can't have none.
I can still have some. It'll just be gross, but yes.
Yes. Okay. So while you guys chit chat, I'm going to enjoy some beautiful ice cream. Ooh.
I think some of it is dripping.
No, it's not. Just imagine. It's the
ice.
Is
it the condensation?
Mm-hmm. Condensation?
No, condensation.
This is good.
Betty Veronica says I ate some and crashed, meaning to say like your blood sugar.
She had a sugar rush.
You had a sugar rush. In Hawaii, the ice cream is free, but the spoon is $5. Oh, okay. That's funny.
Unfortunately, we live in.
Yes, ice cream and laptops don't mix. I agree.
So the heat is on.
Okay.
Every place but where we are.
Am I gonna get to try some?
You said you might want some. You said you might. You
didn't say. Well, I'm gonna try it before it gets too melted. We have to put it back in the freezer.
All right, fine. You know, ice cream and computers don't mix.
No, they really don't.
Anyway, yeah, they do mix. I'm
gonna use your spoon.
It's sad ice cream. Yeah, I admit.
Oh gosh, it is really.
We should have went to Mitchell's, but instead we're here with you guys, and we know that if Mitchell's is there, it's a long line.
I really don't eat ice cream, but
I really don't eat ice cream as she eats ice cream,
like on a regular basis.
Oh, I really don't eat ice cream as she eats ice cream. I mean, it's okay. You know, I like it because it had all the little stuff. I like their Cherry Garcia. But no one beats Mitchell's, in my opinion.
Love Mitchell's. Sorry, guys, if I'm chewing too loud.
All right, we need somebody to go put this in the freezer. Who wants to come by the house and put that in the freezer for us while we're doing this? Because we can't get up.
I can get up.
I'm not wearing any pants. If I get up, then you'll see my underwear.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'll do it. You're going to see my underwear, though. Everybody close your eyes. I'm going to put this in the freezer. Don't make fun of me when you see my underwear.
You're going to put it in the freezer and have another scoop?
Well,
you guys.
I have to make sure.
Are you enjoying watching Stanley eat ice cream?
All right. Put the lid back on. Oh, wait. LG. Oops.
Gabriel says, I'll come. What's your address? Stanley already got up. We're good. We got it taken care of. Ironically, my sister's working at Mitchell's Ice Cream. Nice. I know it's not the same Mitchell's. And Gil says, yeah, sexy underwear, brother.
Yeah,
you got some sexy underwear.
These are made by Levi's.
Sexy Levi's underwear.
Yeah. That's where you want to. This way, you like jeans, but you don't want to leave the house. Where was I?
Now you're in an ice cream coma.
I know. Anyway, so yes, it has been.
That hit the spot for me. I can. That's all I need.
So yesterday we went up to. We were in Los Gatos, and it was so hot.
So hot. So when we say the heat is on where we are not, or I'm sorry, the heat is not on where we are.
Right.
I know that didn't make sense.
Well, what language was that?
I'm saying the heat is not on where we are because it is 62 degrees here.
Yes.
But I was in San Francisco earlier, hanging out with my mom, and it was 73.
And San Francisco, just for the record, 73 in San Francisco is like 1 billion degrees on the sun.
Yeah.
Because no one has air conditioning.
No one has air conditioning.
Except for the high-rise buildings.
When we were in Los Gatos yesterday, it was like 95, right?
It was 98.
Or 90. Okay, it was high.
And it wasn't even the heat that bugged us. Because we've dealt with heat. It was flies and these.
I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 mosquito bites.
I got zip.
And I used bug spray yesterday, but the mosquitoes still love me. And I got one on my face. This is the first one I think I've ever gotten. No, maybe not. The first one in a while that I've gone on my face.
So wait, Gil asked a question, guys. Why do you wear headphones? Is it a vlogger thing? No, we didn't used to wear headphones.
We did not. That's true.
But then we found out that by not wearing headphones, if we have a guest who speaks to us through the system, we can't hear them.
Or like, for example, when you guys heard our open, we can hear the open now through our headphones. Before, what would happen is he would play the open. I couldn't hear it.
And then she'd be shocked.
Because we would turn our laptops down so you couldn't hear the audio from our computers. And I would be like shocked every single time we'd start because my computer's on delay.
So this is the shock. This is Diane.
This helps us.
This is Diane. Let me know when we're going to go live. Okay, we're going to go live. Okay.
Yeah.
We were live?
That was like me almost every Sunday. So these headphones help.
Hello, God bless America.
These headphones help for that too.
So and plus, since David F-Bomb helped us buy these headphones, it's only important that we wear these headphones because
that's true.
The microphones, the donations you guys make.
God bless America says, "Good evening, handsome and pretty people."
Okay, well, I'm pretty people. What did I make you?
Handsome.
All right. Hey, handsome.
Hey, pretty.
Hey.
Hey, you work out?
I'm pretty.
I'm handsome.
All right. So, basically, what I was trying to say was that so the headphones, every time someone makes a contribution to this podcast, we use the money to further the podcast. We either use it to pay for it because the software is fairly expensive over the years.
Yeah.
The video, the microphones we first started.
We started off with just our phone.
iPhone.
And you guys probably were looking up our noses.
Yeah, I don't know. We tried to hold it up so you didn't look up our noses. But we did iPhones and we did we drove, but with the iPhone, it was kind of cool because we could do it anywhere. We did it once in Solvang. No,
and we did it in San Diego too.
Yeah. So we had the hotel.
Yeah.
And we did it for 2 separate phones, but we were sitting next to each other.
Oh, we did on. Yeah. I thought we just did on your phone.
No, we did on yours and mine at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Because remember we had poor internet signal.
Yeah, story of our lives.
So the headphones are so that we can hear when we make noises that we don't like when I scratch my leg. I can hear me scratching my leg, and she goes, "Don't scratch your leg." Everybody can hear that because these mics pick up the strangest
sounds.
Picked up
when we were eating ice cream.
Yes, you can hear that. We could do ASMR.
Yeah.
It'd be like ice cream. Ugh. And people would pay for that.
No. I would not pay for it to hear you do that.
There are people who pay millions to hear people make noises. The headphones.
That was a good safety feature to have.
Well, I tell you what though, headphones, I'm never a big fan of headphones, although they are a requirement in the TV industry because when you're doing something, you need When I used to shoot run and gun video, I would have on headphones, but I only had on one headphone because you need to have one ear so you can hear what's going on around you, so you don't get tunnel vision. And then when you're doing shows like LAPD and cops and doing ride-alongs, and you have on headphones, it's important that you hear everything, not just what's going on. You got to make sure the sound's good. But luckily, when I did some of the shows, I had soundmen who wore the headphones, so they would listen for the sound. And if anything was wrong, if there was a hiccup, and with audio, you have the tendency every now and then you'll get a hit in the audio. So that's why people do multiple takes. That's why people do multiple takes. Okay,
we get it.
So that way, if something goes wrong with
that's so annoying.
That's why you have take 647.7. It's like Diane cry.
That's an inside joke, by the way. Do those 4 icons mean
What icon?
Oh, 4 different things? Oh, because I think because Gil did 4 laughing faces. So Gabriel's asking if they mean 4 different things. I think it's just different kinds of laughter. Well, no. So one of them is like laughing without tears. The other one is sweating. Yeah, just different laughing faces, brother. Oh, also, Parrish said it is Rich. I always mess that one up. He says it's 106 in Arizona.
That's just because the temperature went down.
Woo.
Because right now in Arizona, it's 8:20. Or is it the same time
It's the same time.
Okay, 7:20. So the sun is starting to go down, which is funny. It's going down here, but it goes down there sooner because you guys obviously are more east than we are.
Yeah. So we were talking this morning, Stanley and I were talking because I was like getting ready. And he had seen a tweet from his old coworker who's a meteorologist, right?
Yes.
And he had
Ian Schwartz.
Yeah, and he had
May the Schwartz be with you.
Posted what the
he was supposed to be 110 or plus today, and that would be the 10th day in a row 110 plus. The record is 18 days back in 1974, back when they didn't have air conditioners. They had remember those things they call them swamp coolers?
Yeah, swamp coolers.
Which I didn't even know what a swamp cooler was until we got to Arizona. And some houses still have swamp coolers. Now, let's go backwards in time.
Wait, I didn't finish my thought.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as I was getting ready today, and Stanley had read that and reposted it, we were thinking that we definitely do not miss that heat, and I would choose a foggy, cold day here in the Bay Area versus a sunny and hot day in Arizona.
So let's go backwards. All right, 2018, September. Stanley Roberts arrives in Arizona to his new apartment. Diane was still in Los Angeles enjoying the heat from the valley. But then Stanley gets to his apartment with no furniture because the movers were still en route. And he decided that he needs to go shopping because you can't have a new apartment with no stuff in the refrigerator. So I go on a shopping spree and I buy all this stuff. And it's like, what kind of heat is this? What is this? This is ridiculous, right? It was 120 degrees. I'll say it again. It was 120 degrees. I had my Jag, no tinted windows, no way to protect me from the heat.
We both moved without tinted windows on our cars.
That was our first thing to do was get tint after that.
Yeah. I held out, I think, a little bit longer than you did, though.
Yeah, actually, I got both our cars tinted. Remember?
Not at the same time, though.
No, I got mine done
first.
Like
a month later.
Yeah, we used my car more when you weren't, because I had a company vehicle.
I didn't start, and I also didn't start working there until November.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anywhere to commute to.
Yeah. So, oh wow.
What?
I have a mosquito bite.
Do you?
Yeah, that's unusual.
Wow. I'm mad that you discovered it a day later. I got my mosquito bites yesterday, and I didn't feel them until later on in the night.
Yeah.
I'm over here scratching right now.
So we were in Los Gatos just watching and observing people that were qualifying for, and this is what we're going to talk about right now, is that people, first of all, let's talk about some malaria. No, our problem here is
malaria.
West Nile.
West Nile is a problem in Arizona too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And we had, remember those weird mosquitoes looked like
they were huge.
They look like leopards. They had tiger stripes or something.
Okay, no more. Wait, speaking of, it's still there. Okay.
Anyway, so we went. It was hot in Los Gatos. But what I was saying about Arizona was that it was so hot that it was just ridiculous. I couldn't believe what people were saying. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know it was going to be that hot.
Well, and I think, I knew, I was warned, and I've also been to Arizona in the summer, like many years ago. But I think, like, what's really hard, slap it, don't scratch. Oh my gosh,
Come here, let me hit yours.
I'm constantly, no, it's right here.
No, you got one right there.
Oh, hit this one. This one doesn't itch though.
All right, okay, so.
Thank God. I'd be over here like.
So I've never actually seen a swamp cooler except for on roofs of buildings.
Yeah.
And Ivy said you have to put works well if you put ice, a block of ice in the
That's
the
what
reserve.
Parrish is saying that.
Oh, Parrish. Oh, she was okay. Never mind. I saw Jeanette and you're right. So it was weird because we just moved to a brand new complex that had air.
Yeah. When we lived in Arizona, yeah.
But they told us that we had to change our air filter every month, or else our heating bill would go through, our air conditioning bill would go through the roof. And so it gets really strange because they literally said we had to replace our air filter. So rather than buy a new air filter every month, I was smart and I went to Home Depot and brought a reusable air filter. All you had to do every month is take it in the bathroom, rinse it off, and start all over again. And remember how they were like, oh yeah, well, they wanted to come in our house to check our air filter so they could replace it. And they took out our reusable filter and put in a non-reusable. And I go, why did you guys do that? Oh, it was just force of habit. I'm like, did you not notice that it was a different kind of filter? Oh, force of habit. That's the guy who came and changed our battery for our.
He brought the same 9-volt.
He put the same battery back in.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on here? Oh. Same people that kept our deposit.
Let's not be bitter.
I'm not bitter. It's ice cream day. Anyway, so
I'm over here like hella scratching now.
So I blew up Twitter yesterday a little bit, not as much as I expected to blow up, because I posted that now we went up there because a couple of people I know have a company called Saber Tactics, and Saber Tactics is since the Brewer case from Supreme Court, Bruin case from Supreme Court, San Francisco was an island when it came to concealed weapons. So it was almost impossible to get a concealed weapon. There's only one or two people in the entire history of San Francisco that ever had a concealed weapon because they just didn't give them out. They made it, they just didn't. It wasn't even an option. Bruin changed that. And now it used to be you had to show cause. Now, what is showing cause? Showing cause means that either you carry a whole lot of money, you're getting death threats, or something of that matter. I think. Ice cream. And if you can prove that, which was almost impossible to prove, only there was a diamond dealer and I think a politician who had a CCW in San Francisco. It was Nile, in other words. No one else ever had one. It was, you knew that, and everybody knew that people who lived there were unarmed. And so being unarmed, they knew that they were easy targets. So
no, Bad Cat's Cat House. You can't. California is not an open carry state.
No,
so we can't. In Arizona, yes, not here. Bad Cats.
So you can't. Yeah. So California is unique in itself. So here's a few things. Let me tell you about California. Number one, if you have a CCW in any state in the United States, it is not. I'm gonna say it out loud again. It is not recognized in California. So if you had a Utah CCW, you have one from Arizona, if you have one from Washington State, any other state in the union, California does not recognize it.
California only recognizes California.
Yeah, they only recognize California. And don't get me wrong, it's not like California forbid people from getting CCWs, because there are some counties in California that you can get one very easily, but you have to live there. So if you live there, then you can get one. And that's what made it. But the only thing that was different was that San Francisco and some of its neighboring communities made it extremely difficult to get a concealed carry permit in California. And so you knew that if you lived in San Francisco, it was not an option. You were not getting one. And people knew that. And the bad guys, if they know you're not, and I'm not trying before anybody gets things, I'm all about, the pew, 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 and everybody should be gunned and what I'm saying is that if you know that if you go out hunting and you know that the lion's not going to fight you back, a lot more people are going to be out there hunting lions, right? Because they know the lion can't do anything. Mm-hmm. Will this change everything? I don't know. But I will tell you this, and this is important. So I did some research on the amount of problems with people in the Bay Area who did have CCWs, and they were non-existent. In other words, if you went through so much of a background check that after all that is said and done, you don't want to lose that because it's so much to get it back. Mm-hmm. And it's very easy to lose your CCW if you do stupid stuff. You don't lose it if you're speeding down the street. You can drive it. If you get tickets, that's on you. But if you do stupid stuff, then you will lose your, which is, I hate to say.
I was thinking about what you always say. If you do stupid stuff,
you win stupid prizes. So you go through that much trouble to get a CCW in California. Now, don't get me wrong. In Arizona, it was constitutional carry.
Yeah.
So everybody had a gun.
You could still get a CCW in Arizona.
You can get one too. But here's what the difference was in Arizona. You can constitutional carry all day long, except for you can't take it in schools. You can't take it in some parks, except the park says, what does it say at the very bottom? You can bring it in there only if you have a valid Arizona concealed carry permit. Yeah. If you have an out-of-state permit, you cannot do that. So you can conceal carry. You can open carry. I used to make a joke. You can basically paint a gun to your forehead, and nobody would even
in Arizona.
In Arizona, because nobody cared. Out here, if they even think they get a glimmer of a gun, then it's like the SWAT team, the fire department, helicopters, the dogs. They're trying to find out who's the guy with a gun.
Yeah, all hell like breaks loose.
So and so now it's changed the whole atmosphere because the Supreme Court ruling has changed everything. So basically, what happens with that is that now, if you don't have to prove cause anymore. You can just apply for it, and if you can pass the background check.
And yes, there are background checks
it's extensive.
There were people getting a little crazy on Stanley's Twitter yesterday, thinking because the video, if you haven't seen it, the video basically shows people CCW. They were trying to qualify for the CCW in San Francisco.
Yes.
And so he was showing the video of it, and people were like, "Oh my gosh!" They were like making assumptions that like these people didn't have like background checks. And I was thinking, I read that and I was like, wait, like, don't they realize? And I guess some people don't because they don't do research.
Yeah, let me tell you
okay, go ahead.
I will tell you some of the misconceptions that
I was just going to tell you what you're supposed to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Some of the misconceptions are, so one person wrote, oh, well, you need $10,000 if you want to get a CCW because of something that happened in Santa Clara. There was a problem in Santa Clara where the old sheriff was doing a pay for play. And apparently a couple other places were saying, well, that means that if you want it, you got to donate to my fund or something, and then I'll give you a CCW. But the average citizen couldn't get one. It was pretty hard. It was almost like jumping through hoops. And when that case changed, that changed everything. Now, the law, the way the Supreme Court wrote it was that there should be nothing to prevent you from getting a concealed carry other than clearing of your background check. But what some agencies are doing, or some cities are doing, is that they are imposing psych tests. So, and in my opinion, just psych tests or psychological evaluations are subjective. I'll tell you why it's subjective, because of my experience. I applied for highway patrol in the late 80s. And when I went to have my psychological evaluation in the 80s, I went to meet a guy who was a psychologist, and he asked me a bunch of questions. I answered them. I did the paperwork online, everything. And then he asked me to count backwards from 100 to 0 by sevens. Now, for me, math was always a wall. I mean, I got better at math as I got older, but it was a wall to me. So my first response was, I can't do that. I mean, how does that even have anything to do with being a law enforcement, to be able to count backwards?
So wait, my question is if you had attempted to try to do it, would that result be different?
I don't know, because I didn't.
Oh, I don't know how to do it. Like, no, you just gave up easily.
I gave up.
Like, so the psychological part is that instead of at least trying and failing, or trying and possibly passing, you just didn't try at all.
I didn't try at all because I knew that it was all of a sudden, it's like somebody put a brick wall. Now, here's what happened. So he failed me for the inability to count backwards or not wanting to do it. So I had the right to appeal, which I did. But the appeal process took me all the way to San Diego. So I drove from Salinas to San Diego to appeal it. And I met with another psychologist, and he said, the psychiatrist. And he said, so why did you fail the last one? And I told him, I said, because I didn't want to count backwards from
100 to
100 to
0.
7 by sevens.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, and he looked at me like strange. I said, but if you had asked me to name every single president from beginning to now, at that point, it was Reagan, I could do that. And I can do it frontwards and backwards.
Yeah, and you did it.
And he says, really? I go, yeah. He goes, do it. So I did it. Every single one from beginning to end. I didn't miss a single beat. And he says, wow, that's impressive. I said, yeah, that's something I can do. I have I had a photographic memory that was almost out of film, but I didn't. But for some reason, I met a wall when it came to math and numbers.
But I think that's the issue, though, right?
Right.
Because if you were trying to apply as a CHP officer, right?
Yeah. Well, at that time, yeah, because I was trying to find something to do that.
Right. So, like, they need to be able to see that you are willing to step outside of your comfort zone, step outside of your box.
Yeah, but
right?
I didn't know that. I mean,
no, I'm assuming that that's what it was.
So anyway, I passed that one.
Okay.
So, but then I ended up in TV, which was more fun for me.
So you never even.
I never went any further than that. Yeah, I kind of at that point I was like, and they weren't really hiring a lot of me back then. So.
A lot of you back then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a lot. Yeah. So
I hope you guys know what that means.
Yeah. So anyway, back to nowadays photographic memories have 2 terabytes instead of 1. Yeah, well, I'm out of film. So I used to have photograph. I could tell you, I could show you something. You could show me something and I can give it to you in stark detail, everything I saw just by glancing at it for a few seconds. And they go, how do you do that? Even my phone numbers, to this day, I still remember phone numbers when I was a kid. I had numbers I used to call. But anyway, going back to the whole CCW thing. And so there are so many misconceptions out there. Now, back to San Francisco, where they don't give them out. Now they're starting to issue them. And I showed video of people who had just qualified, who are qualifying for the guns. They have to go through a certain series of timed events every few seconds. And they have to be able to hit their target with that short period of time. Mm-hmm. Now, a CCW is not about becoming a marksman. It's just about being proficient in how to use that tool. It's a tool. It's not so you can become a cop or a fake undercover cop and run around with a gun on your side and hope people think you're a cop because they see the gun. That's going to get you in trouble. And it's going to get your CCW taken.
Well, it's actually called concealed carry for a reason.
Yeah. People aren't supposed to know you have it.
Right.
And I don't announce if I have one or if I don't have one. So people say, am I going to apply for somebody asked me today, are you going to apply for a CCW? And my answer is no, I am not going to apply for one. So, and because everybody has their own, with their own choices. I think that everybody should have the right to carry because it's a safety net. It's like if you can't get the cops there in time and somebody's coming after you and you have the right to defend yourself, I believe you should have that right to defend yourself. People don't think you have that right. They think you should wait for the cops to show up. But then at the same time, we're short cops. I'm not saying, again, I'm going to go backwards. You don't want to be a vigilante if you get a CCW. It's a life preserver. I call it in my opinion, it's like you're a boat. And the weapon that you have that's concealed is your life preserver. So if there's a reason why that boat is about to sink and you can prevent it from sinking by using a life preserver or saving yourself, then you use what you have to use. But keep in mind, though, that there's a lot to using a firearm. With great, it comes great responsibility. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think that's important. The bad guys don't really care about the laws.
No, they're not. And that's why the CCWs aren't made for like the bad guys. The bad guys will carry a weapon regardless if they have a CCW or not, because they're bad guys.
Yes.
So they don't care about the laws.
Yeah. And bad guys don't really care. They're running around in masks with guns that have, it's funny because California passed a law in 2016. And I looked it up because I probably voted. I don't know how I voted back then.
I wasn't here. Oh, wait. No, I was in LA.
I was here and I remember voting.
Was it California or was it a Bay Area?
No, it was California. They had a vote, Prop 63, I think it was. And Prop 63 was you cannot, like right now, if someone were to buy ammo, they have to go to the store and pick it up. They can't have it shipped to them, which you can get if some people, if you want to buy ammo for practice. All ammo is not for killing people. Some ammo is just for practice. Some people like to practice, You know, like people like to fish.
Like that's like for some people, like going to the range is a hobby.
It's a hobby.
Like archery is a hobby, or what did you say? Like going hunting can be a hobby. Yeah. So
did all the tall cops leave? So that's funny because they're short. All the
I don't. That hasn't popped up
yet. They're short cops. So they figured it all. Anyway, so
Chris. Chris says morning from typhoon afflicted Hong Kong.
Yeah,
Chris, I hope you're
It's a new one now.
Oh yeah, I know. Chris, hope you're doing well.
Yeah,
Stay safe.
He's in a high rise. He's fine.
Oh gosh. Okay, stop. Our Alexa is trying to figure out something about our lights again.
You know, what's funny thing is, and we get back to the subject, we decommissioned her and reset her,
and she still has questions about what room.
Yeah.
Or what object? Like before, it was Rosie the robot, which is our iRobot mop, and then now she's asking us, "Did you mean living room?" But like, what is the living room? I don't know what she's even referencing.
So back to the whole CCW thing. So I had a chance to live in both worlds. I lived in Arizona, which was conscious from carry, which means you don't need a permit. You just carry a weapon anywhere you go. And it's weird because here's the two worlds. So in California, if I was driving with the Highway Patrol, this was back in the day, 2018 or before that, and we did ride-alongs. And if someone had a gun in a car, they were pulled out of the car, the gun was put on the roof, it was taken apart, and they were arrested for carrying possession of a gun in the vehicle.
Even if they had a CCW?
We didn't run into many CCWs out here.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, I think I talked to one cop who said he ran into one his entire career. Mm-hmm. But if you go to Arizona, I was with Highway Patrol in Arizona. They stopped a guy who had a loaded handgun in his front seat with the hammer cocked. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going to go crazy. He has a gun, front seat. I'm thinking California, thinking, oh my God, he's going to have a SWAT team and it's going to be all crazy, right? And the cop just says, hey, let me have that. He takes the gun out, he puts it on the roof. Okay, when I get done talking to you, you can have your gun back. He didn't decock it. He didn't
empty it out.
He didn't empty it out. He did nothing but put it on the roof of the car. And he said, when I'm done with you, you can have your weapon back. And I'm shocked because remember now, coming from California, yeah. It's a whole different culture. I mean, they're connected by a river, the Colorado River. But it's so weird seeing the two. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Gil's comment.
And you see these two worlds that are totally starkly different. That if one part of the country, one part, Colorado, we crossed it. The gas was $5. The gas was $3. Mm-hmm. You can carry your gun out and open. Remember we were talking about it in Lake Tahoe. So there's a border. They have a painted line on there that shows the border. Mm-hmm. So this side you can carry with your gun open. This side you can't. You cannot carry a gun.
Is Nevada open carry too?
I believe it is. I think it is, but they don't want you to do it in Las Vegas because it's kind of stupidity.
Yeah.
If you do it in Las Vegas, because you're walking around with a gun out and somebody decided to take it from you, then all of a sudden you have nothing.
Yeah, it is open carry.
So back to the whole gun thing, and this is important. So there's a new culture in San Francisco. People are getting concealed carry permits. I know that they have issued 11 already, and those were the 7 people that are next in line, and that's just the one company. So from this Bruin ruling created a whole new subset of businesses. The new subset of businesses are people who can train you how to use a weapon properly and to be proficient in it so that you don't shoot yourself or someone else. And then you'll also hear on the news, there's a story, people who have guns are more likely to have violence in their house. You literally can get any story you want and get your own version of it. You just have to know if you want a version that says it's pro-gun, there'll be a story about that. If you want a story, it's like the eggs. Eggs are good for you. Eggs are bad for you. Eggs are good for you. Eggs are bad for you. One group wants you to think the eggs are bad, so they throw you out the data that shows you how bad eggs are. The other data wants you to show how good it's good, so you show data how good. And then you have to figure out which one is telling the truth.
They leave it up to you.
But the average person can't make those kind of decisions.
The average person also doesn't want to. The average person doesn't want to do the research, right? Hello?
Yeah, I'm reading. So your echo is listening to you talking about CCWs and reporting you to the government.
Yes, Alexa.
Oh,
is an echo.
Oh,
she's a dot.
Yeah, I don't care.
This is a joke, though.
I know. It is what it is.
Bad Cat's Cat House says, wouldn't it be nice to have a moderate stance on issues and not the polarized stances we have now?
I agree.
I feel like everything is like one extreme, another extreme. There's no meeting in the middle. And I also think there's no understanding, right? Like we have people in this world that have different stances. And instead of meeting them where they are and trying to understand, okay, like we won't agree, but like I'd still like to hear you out. Hear me out. At the end of the day, we might not agree, and that's okay because we all have our own beliefs. We're not all supposed to be the same. But I think that people get so caught up in like, oh, I got to convince them to do this. I got to convince them to be anti-gun or pro-gun or whatever, that like we miss the whole point.
One thing I've learned doing TV news is that people argue over a glass of water. And they'll argue that either the water is water, it might not be water, it's probably vodka. Oh, that's not water, it's contaminated. I mean, you never get to, oh, that's a glass of water. You'll never have one that goes, yeah, you're right, that's a glass of water. Because some people have a different opinion. And that's what makes America great. We can have different opinions, but what makes it bad is that when your opinion is the opinion that everyone must go by.
Yeah. Well, in that case, is it not an opinion anymore?
Yeah. Yes, I said water.
Yes, the average person wants to be told what to think. I see that. And also, yes, Gil, do you mean tolerance? Like, I mean, yeah, just think to yourself, like, Stanley and I don't agree on certain things. And
I agree.
And we do agree on certain things.
I disagree.
Anyways, but I'm not over here trying to like change him into a whole different person, just like he's not trying to change me into a whole person. So like when I meet other people, I'm not going to try to change who they are. But now, if you're going to come to me for like nutritional advice or something, because that's what I do for a living, of course I will share with you the advice if you're seeking it. If you don't want to know anything about it, I won't volunteer.
Yeah, because I tried to get a stripper pole in the house so she could dance every day, and she didn't go for it. And then she tried to get, I don't know, what did you try to get?
What did I try to get? No, I'm waiting to hear you say, what was I trying to get? Really, a stripper pole?
It's exercise.
That's not the kind of exercise I do. Thanks very much. If you want to try, let's get you one. Yeah. Let's get you one.
I don't think we have enough insurance for a stripper pole here.
I don't think they make any for. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think they make big boy stripper poles.
Oh my gosh.
Big boy stripper poles by Stanley Roberts. Stanley, with that attitude, you're going to be flying the couch.
He might be doing more than the couch.
Oh wow! All right.
Ooh, okay. Time for Stanley to drink mango smoothie with honey boba. All right, God bless America. One thing that you must know about Stanley: he doesn't drink anything with black balls. Just so you know, is the honey boba not like a black? It's probably not black, right? Because every time I try to get him to drink boba, he's always like, "Oh, I don't drink anything with black balls."
No, actually, the original comment came from me being in what do you call it? Inappropriate conversation. My daughter goes, "Hey, Daddy, can we go get some boba?" And I go,
boba, not bulba.
Boba.
You always say bulba with an L.
That's okay. I say yogurt too when you eat yoga.
Oh, God.
And I said, nope. She goes, why not? Because I don't put no black balls in my mouth. And she laughed for 20 minutes. But it's true. Those are little black balls, right? I didn't lie. It could be come across as an inappropriate moment.
Anything with you is inappropriate.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Well, but I always tell my daughters, and both of them, they grew up to be very respectable young women.
And just so you guys know, I'm not his daughter.
She's not my daughter. I tell them that it's better to hear from me than to hear from some random person on the street. Because at least when you see someone on the street, when you get older, it won't be a shock to you. You know how no disrespect to you, but you know how you put a kid in Catholic school their whole life and they have this strict regimen, and then when they finally graduate, they go crazy? Not you. I'm just talking about the average. You know what I'm talking about. We know some of those people that went to Catholic school. You know what happened?
I went to Catholic school.
That's what I'm saying. No disrespect to you, but you didn't turn out that way. You actually,
I actually what? You're
actually a good person.
Oh, a good person.
Yeah.
I don't understand. All right. What are we missing here? The chat is has a lot of action going on.
I know they're chatting away. Oh, he's digging a hole.
Who's digging a hole?
Me.
You are. Your hole is so deep right now.
Really? Tell me more about it.
You guys. I might have to cover the camera and the audio for just a second. We'll be right back.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Color bars.
Oops. You said hole. You said you're digging a deep hole. I'm like, really? Tell me about that deep hole.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
All right. So
help me with him.
All right, let's switch gears now. So
Bad Cat, wait, before one more thing about balls. Bad Cat's Cat House says, "What's your philosophy on white and blue balls?"
I tried to avoid.
I don't think I want to answer that.
I try to avoid blue balls, and I don't eat, and yeah, I don't like any kind of balls unless it's a basketball.
Yeah, you don't even know how to use that though.
All right, movie star. Oh, let's talk about this. Okay, so let's talk about the.
Oh yeah, it is getting long. I need a trim. God bless America.
You need some trim?
He said your hair is getting long. I said yes. I need a trim.
Oh, you need a trim. I thought you need some trim. Anyway, so what?
You guys, what am I gonna do with him?
What? I'm just trying to verify and clarify what you were saying.
What am
so
I
let's talk about the
him?
strike, because now there are like 3 strikes going on, right? The hotels, you can't stay in the hotels. You can't go to the movies because they're not making no new movies.
You can't go to the movies.
And not writing. Well, why would you want to go to movies? Because then you're giving money to the people who don't want to pay the people who deserve the money. So what they want to do is, I know people are going, well, wait a minute. They already make a tons of money. You know what? I can count on 2 hands how many people.
You're gonna count on 5 hands?
5 hands. How many people make a big money in Hollywood? The people who don't make the money are the grunts. The people like the extras who get paid $100 and work 16 hours a day. The newest thing is that they want to take your face and scan it and make an AI of you, and then they pay you one time, and then the AI they can use in perpetuity.
You know what show that reminds me of?
Yes.
Have you guys seen Black Mirror season 6, episode 1? Is it episode 1? No, episode 2. No.
Just say season 6.
No, it is episode 1, right? The one with what do you call it, from SCHITT' Creek? I didn't want to say it because is Anne Murphy?
Yeah, Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
So yeah.
You said it though.
But that's the name of the show.
It is the name of the show, but I didn't want to be dinged just in case.
Remember they got that across the censors because they spelled it differently?
Yeah.
And it was on TV and it was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And people were like, and you know it's weird. So the news was like, yeah, a new show coming up called Schitt's Creek.
When they were talking about the friggin' awards.
Remember when, see how they sneak stuff past the censors? Remember 2016 when the guy was running for president?
What guy?
These Nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And every news station had These Nuts on camera. They said, yeah, we got to talk about These Nuts. And it's like, wait, what is going on?
You guys are actually saying These Nuts?
Because they go, oh, that's his name. I'm like, so that's how they manipulate. They get things past it.
So when you do an interview on TV and you say, my name is IP Freely, then are they going to actually put a super that says IP Freely and then be like, yeah, and according to IP Freely today.
Oh, by the way, just so you're going to get the joke, on my phone, my ID is not my name, but my ID. So like if I'm going to do a
FaceTime?
Not FaceTime, an airdrop.
FaceTime audio? Oh, airdrop.
So if you do an airdrop and I put up there and I look for people, it says it came from IP Freely. And some people, who's IP Freely? And I just laugh because I'm letting them go in there. Hey, who's airdropping named IP Freely?
Oh, yeah. Gil says, I saw Sound of Freedom. For some reason, I keep seeing that circulating. What is that about? Sound of Freedom?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
I keep seeing. Is Sound of Freedom only on Netflix or Amazon Prime? Yeah, because I keep seeing that title around, but I don't know anything about it.
Go see it with a buddy and a box of tissues.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm gonna have to wait because number one, I have a mosquito bite on my eye bag right now. Because number two, if I cry on anything, my eyes get swollen. So if my eyes get swollen and I already have a mosquito bite on my eye bag and I don't get any sleep, I'm going to look like a hot mess. So I'll wait.
I'm not on Twitter. Are you blowing up on Twitter, Stanley? I'm always blowing up on Twitter. either one way or the other, either good or bad. It doesn't matter. I could post, it's a beautiful morning, and somebody will come on in and they'll go like 1 million views.
Betty Veronica says, how does anyone have time to watch any of them? So like Netflix or the thing about like usually Stanley will watch a lot more like streaming than I do. I will just usually so how I like to schedule my days is by the end of like after dinner time is like I usually say like no more work. I'm not doing any more work. Again, I get to set my own schedule, so it's a little different. But I usually say not going to do any more work, and that's when I'll take the time to like catch up on something if I want to. Like I'll watch a show or I'll read or I'll just do anything that's kind of like a little mindless, and then I'll wind down. So that's when I make the time to watch a show. But normally, like if you have like a really strict schedule and it's not like anything to like squeeze in, just squeeze in a little bit of like fun. Like you have to like schedule it or else you won't do it. So
Triple?
Some people, no, fun.
Oh.
Like watching TV, like schedule it. That's how I would do it.
Jeanette wrote, that's ridiculous. I worked in background actor when I was a kid. I also did commercials in LA and didn't even have a union for the background talent, the extra back then. Now they do. So yeah, so that's a change. And this is the biggest strike though, where everybody's caught up in the strike.
Oh, it's about child trafficking?
Yeah.
Oh no. Sound of Freedom?
Hey, don't tell her yet because she's going to start crying now and we don't want that to happen right now.
Oh man.
She cries very easily. I'm like, good morning.
That's exactly but that's what I'm saying. I already have a mosquito bite here. So if I start crying, this part's going to be swollen and then I'm just going to look like a hot mess. I got to wait till this goes down to start crying.
All right. Well,
I'm sounding a little superficial right now. I know.
She cried on Bambi.
Oh, I also cried on what's that?
Little Nemo?
Movie? No, Finding Nemo. Oh, I think I might have. But what's the one? What's the one that came out like the
She cried on The Matrix.
No, I didn't. What's the
Oh my God! They killed John Wick.
Lost Before Time. No, what's that movie called that came out at the end?
You cried
of the
in so
80s?
many movies. I don't even know anymore.
Babe, that's not nice.
All right, sorry.
Oh, it's very sad. Okay, Gil. Well, thanks for at least I can prepare to watch it. Like, because if I didn't know and I was just going to start watching it, what is so funny?
You wrote, "Honey, I'm home," and she starts crying.
That's not how I work.
No, it's usually with her. It's pretty simple. She'll be in the bed and she'll be like, "Will you stop it?" And I go, "What?" That constant breathing in and out over and over again is driving me insane.
Stop, babe. You're going to have to come up with some new lines.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, we might have to watch Sound of Freedom when this mosquito bite goes away, Beeps.
Really? Do you have to keep calling mosquito bite? Just say when that goes away. When your little bump on your eye.
When this goes away.
I don't know how you get bit on the eye.
I don't either, man. Mosquitoes love me, and I hate
it could be worse
it.
Though. You just got bit in the eye. It wasn't like they got a sty.
Or like it was like on my eyelid.
I'm not gonna lie.
Shut up. Do you want to die?
Ooh, you're important. Don't even know it.
Just kidding.
All right, we'll try to watch Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, we'll let you know when I might have to give it a couple of weeks, but we'll watch it.
Nice try. With sty in your eye. Make me want to cry. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do what?
You know what you want to do? You want to be like Columbo and Dumbo and Gumbo.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Super chat. Thank you, Big Bucks Bradley, for the 99-cent super chat.
Thanks, Big Bucks Bradley. Why do you always say Big Bucks Bradley?
Because it's like a tongue twister.
Big Bucks Bradley.
And a box of tissues.
Some people are magnets. Unfortunately, you're one of them. Who?
Yeah, she is. You know why?
Oh, for freaking mosquitoes, because I have O positive blood.
Yeah, she had that universal blood. Even when we were at in Universal, Dracula wanted to bite her, but he said he won't do it here because there's too many witnesses.
I guess I got that good old blood. I mean, Vitalent keeps calling me too. Vitalent be like calling me like every week, talking about, oh, Diane, Amazon gift card, no one gets their I guess I should stop doing that.
Yeah. So no, the means that we're making fun of someone by using the as a separation.
You guys, one time right before we were gonna go to bed, we started dying, right? Like laughing.
We started dying?
We started dying as in like laughing really hard because like we basically, so when we imitate someone, like when we want to give an example that someone else is talking, we start it off normally with like, oh, and then we'll imitate the person, like, so that they know that it's not us talking. And then we went back and forth before going to sleep, making fun of each other, doing the impersonations. It was like 30 minutes of us laughing.
30 minutes of us laughing. Ooh. And then she started going like really like.
So one of the examples was like, what was it?
Oh, did I take my medicine?
No, well, okay, no, but what were the ones that were like, it was hilarious because it was like true.
It was true. All of them were true.
I know, but what's one that I said to you?
Oh, did you clean the kitchen? Cause I got stuff to do.
I don't think that was one of them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but anyways, we went back and forth and did that, and we were laughing. I don't even know why I told you guys that.
So listen, if you don't know your blood type, it's important to know. If you get into an accident, you know, the sooner you know your blood type, the quicker they can get you something to, you know, maybe help you out. So mine's is A positive. Hers is O
positive.
O positive.
So Betty Veronica, is there a reason why mosquitoes are attracted to universal blood types, or are you just asking that?
Don't get started because I'll get hooked. I don't see her comment. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm looking in the YouTube chat. She's not. For some reason, her chats still don't pop up in Restream.
Lame. Anyway, I don't see her. So. Oh, by the way, if you're on Facebook and you drop stars, we thank you. Each penny is a star.
Oh, she's just asking. Yeah.
If you're on Twitch, you can drop bits. And each bit is a penny.
Whenever you say bits, I'm thinking of like
Kibbles and bits.
Kibbles and bits, yeah.
Kibbles and bits.
Kimbles
and bits.
What is it? Kimbles? No, what is it? Kibbles?
Kibbles and bits.
Kibbles
and bits and bits. It's dog food.
Kibbles.
Okay, stop saying it.
No, I'm confirming. Is it kibbles? Kibbles and bits?
No, it's Kimbles. Oh,
what am I gonna do with you? Yeah, so I have these like 4 mosquito bites right now, and I'm just like, I want to like scratch all of them. Well, this one doesn't itch, but the ones on my arm and my hand itch, and I just want to scratch all of them.
Each con squatch.
What city is P on the PPD sticker? Pacifica
Police Department.
Pacifica Police Department.
Yes, that's the sticker.
You done with PPD? Yeah, you know me. No? Okay. I should write a rap for Pacifica Police. You think they would appreciate it? No? Okay. Why are you looking at me? Did you just roll your eyes?
No, when I was a kid, if I roll my eyes, if you roll your eyes, I'll smack you until they stay like that. My mom used to say, she used to say something like, she said, like, you even asked for a whipping all day. I'm like, no, I haven't. I just started. I didn't ask for one all day, but apparently in her mind, and it wasn't just an ass. It was an ass whooping. You even asked for an ass whooping all day. No, I wasn't. I'm 100% sure I didn't ask for one.
Really, babe? Hold on. Did you just throw me under the bus in the little info description?
Where?
Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts with their weekly video podcast about worldly events. I asked Diane for a title for this podcast, and this is what she came up with.
Oh, that was last week. Sorry,
I was like, the heat is on. I didn't come up with that. What was the podcast from last week? What was the title? You just threw me under the bus.
No, remember I asked you for a name for the last podcast, and you couldn't have one, so you gave me one, and I used it.
Oh, what was
But I forgot to change that part because I was too busy trying to do other stuff. Like somebody called me because I guess they had a subscription for a Patreon for $3, and they couldn't cancel it, and I think they spent $21 total. Mm-hmm. And I guess they wanted to cancel it, and it wouldn't let them cancel. I just think that it was operator error because it's really easy to cancel Patreon.
You just press unsubscribe, right?
Unsubscribe, yeah. It's real simple.
Diane, you do realize that's been there the entire episode, right? No, that's why I just said it, because I didn't realize it. I just read it. So no, I didn't know.
You have to fix that. I'll fix it post. We'll fix it in post.
I did not notice, or else I would have probably brought it up sooner.
We'll fix it live.
Which PD do you think is the best in the Bay Area? Betty Veronica asks you.
They all are good. And you're not going to throw me on the bus with that one.
Oh.
Because I know them all. So I'm not going to be like, this one's better than that one. They all are good, and they all have their own special ways that they're good. South City, they're really good at catching a lot of the stolen vehicles. They use a lot of them use the flock system. I was going to say fleet.
Eyebrows on fleet.
Which flock is a way to catch cars that are stolen plates or missing people. So they're all really good at that, and everybody in the Bay Area and Sanford and the Peninsula, from Daly City all the way down to what's the other?
HMB?
No, all the way down to Palo Alto, East Palo Alto. They all have their own little special perks that makes them good.
So East Palo Alto is San Mateo County?
I tell you what's the biggest budget though. East Bay Regional Park Police, because they get all their money from tickets for people who not tickets for people who buy fishing licenses. So they get they get brand new helicopters, they get brand new boats, they get brand new cars. San Francisco, they really needed some of their cars were being used when I first started in '98, and those cars are still on the road. I've been on some of those cars that broke down. So when they say defund the police, I'm like, well, I think San Francisco already got defunded a long time ago because their police cars a lot of them are so old. They build them up, but they still got cars that are like been there forever. I remember we were supposed to do a ride along when I was at Cron, and the car broke down right in the middle of our ride along.
Wow!
So we had to have it. They towed it, and I had to go way back for them to fix it because they didn't have another car. So for like 2 hours, I was just sitting there waiting for a new car or get that car fixed.
You had to turn that piece that day?
So I had to turn a piece. That's why sometimes, and it was weird because when I worked with Cron, I had to turn a piece every day, almost no matter what. And I say almost no matter what because it was kind of personal, and it was kind of like a directive that you need to put something on the air. And I used to there was a time when I would produce 3 or 4 pieces, and they would run them all at the same time. And yeah, toll is that high now. So, and I'm sorry, God Bless America said toll is $9.75. I think it's $9.50. But and then what happened was I would give them, hey, here's a bank of stories you can run. I'm gonna go out and shoot something else, so that'll give me time to work on other stories. And I come back and they ran every single story. So then I had nothing again. So I had to start all over again. And in some cases, you didn't know this. You presumed I go out and shoot a story, but I literally go do someone else's work for them in the morning. Like they say, hey, I need you to cover this press conference from 9 to 12. And then you get done with the press conference, the reporter will meet you, you give them what you shot, and then you go out and shoot your own story. So now I only have.
What was the reporter doing then?
They weren't on yet. They didn't come on till noon. So they would come in, or every time they would come in, then I would give them the video, and then I would have to go out and find my own story. And sometimes to find my own story meant that I had to find something that was really quick. Really quick meaning that it needed to be something that it was compressed. Everything was happening right then and there. And so I got made fun of, like I remember one of the radio stations in Boston used to make fun of me in California because I'd do a story about dogs, people that clean up their dogs. And they would have this whole skit about me in Boston. I mean, it was weird that they're talking about you in Boston about your stories, which had no impact on Boston whatsoever, but it was enough for them to talk about it on their radio station. And I didn't care. I mean, all I could do was tell my stories. Then here's something people don't know. So somebody made a comment the other day because, oh my God, you're just like those card narc people. Card narc?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So that was from the Woody Show. Woody shows were one of the people that follow me as well. Their idea for cart narcs came from people behaving badly. A lot of stories that are out there today, even Ivy, her stories that she does is based on when I did people behaving badly stories. And she'll admit it, that was where she got her inspiration from. So she remember the story, the place in Cincinnati. I know, where was it? Who is David F. Baum? I know you got the F right. Small caps, right?
Small case.
Oh, and I think read that because I don't have my glasses. I mean, I have them on, but I can't see it.
Who is David F. Baum? I know you got F small case ? Right, and the PD. We do have questions about that stuff. I currently do trust the police. I think we all want to trust the police. Many of us do, but many folks do not. And I don't know what I should do about that.
Something you can do about, and welcome, by the way, David F. Baum. You can't make people trust something they don't trust. You just have to do you. If you trust them, I trust them. I mean, what are you going to call when something goes wrong? The post office? No, you have the police, and like I said before last week, there are some people that need to be policed, and this came from a seasoned gangbanger who I never thought would say that. You're like, hey, some of these people need the police, and the police. But see, here's where the confusion is with law enforcement, and I don't want to get on a big tangent about it. Is that their job is, what is their job?
To enforce the law.
What do we call them?
Law enforcement.
Law. Say it again.
Law enforcement.
Say it for the people in the back.
Law enforcement.
So what does that mean? If there's
They're
a law,
enforcers of the law.
If there's a law, if you broke a law, their job is to enforce the law.
It, yeah.
But what happened is, over the years, we've turned police into babysitters. We've turned them into everything other than, and they still have to do their job, but then they have to do everybody else's job. You want them to be a psychologist. You want them to be a psychiatrist. You want them to be, remember.
That's the same thing as like TV, being in TV too. It's like I'm a producer, but you want me to be a writer, and you want me to be an editor, and you want me to do all these other things. And you're a reporter, but they want you to be a photographer. Well, I mean, that's the whole VJ thing, but they want you to do other people's work. So it's like each industry to some extent is stretched thin, right?
So, yeah. And if you go backwards, remember were you with me at Costco? Yeah, you were at Costco. And it was the two firefighters from South City.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
They were shopping for their fire department.
Yeah.
Which people complain, why are they bringing the fire truck to pick up groceries? Well, because they actually respond to fires from the grocery store.
Yeah.
So
they're always basically on call, right?
Always on call. So they bring the fire truck with them.
Yeah.
But then a lady was in there and she goes, excuse me, but somebody dropped some eggs on the floor. And she goes to the fire department and asks them.
She doesn't go to a Costco worker.
She goes to the fire department. Could you clean up those eggs? I'm like, I don't think that's their job. The fire department's job is not to clean up eggs on aisle one.
She was like an older lady too, right?
She wasn't that old. She knew better.
Oh, well, you would think she would know better. She might have just not cared.
And the fire guy was like, you know what? We're here to serve. That's all we can do. I mean,
but I'm like, you can't just call like a Costco worker over.
And people get really upset. Like, okay, here's a good example. Let's say you and I got into a pissy throwdown fight, right?
Oh, I can't imagine. You're so cute. Okay, What? I love you. Okay.
We got into a fight. And then you decide, well, I'm going to call the police so they can tell you not to fight me anymore. Because you're thinking that the police are going to come and be a psychologist and like, hey, I know you're fighting, but you guys shouldn't fight. You guys should just make up and love each other and be happy. And they don't come there with that reason. They come there to go, so did he hit you?
Yeah, they're trying to see what laws were broken.
Yeah, so he hit you. Yes. Okay, so now we know we have batteries. So now we have a law broken. Did you hit him back? Yes. Okay, now we don't have a law broken because now it's mutual contact. You know what's weird? I literally have my thing on Do Not Disturb.
Okay. Look. Can you turn off the alert though?
Remember that back in the day? Mm-hmm. So someone has found a way to, they'll call me and they'll call Quick Trip. And then we both call and they want us to let's talk to each other. Doesn't work that way. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So what happens is that and so everything changes when you're on private property and when you're on public property. So the cops come in and their job is to figure out. So let's say I hit you and you hit me. Well, then now it's no longer a battery. It's mutual combat. You hit me, I hit you. So we both are fighting. Unless you say, no, he hit me and I had nothing to do with it. And he made me. So here's what happened. They come to your house. They determine that I hit you. They tell you, okay, you hit her. So we're going to take you to jail. Then they'll ask you, well, did he allow you to leave? And you go, no, he told me I couldn't leave the house. I had to stay here. So now your next charge is being held. You're being held, what do they call it? Kidnapping, not kidnapping,
hostage.
But you're being held hostage in your house because you can't leave. It's another crime. And in California, they just rack up a whole bunch of different crimes against you. And the officer goes back and writes a report. And then the DA has to figure out how to press charges. And the reason why it's like that, though, is because a long time ago, and my mom was a victim of that. She was beat up senselessly by her husband. Not my dad, her husband. So, and he would be kicked loose and he'd come back and do it all over again. So after a while, they finally passed some laws that strengthen it. But usually laws are made because people just don't know how to follow the normal rules.
Well, I mean, laws are also made for order, right? So that things would run accordingly.
Yeah. So yeah. And now, and the funny thing is, people don't understand that the police have different facets of law enforcement. There's traffic cops. There's patrol officers. There's investigators. There's detectives. There's homicide. There's whole different subsets of departments within some agencies. Officers never deal with any crime. They just deal with what happens after the crime is committed. So there's so many different levels. But when, let's say I'm out with the traffic cops during step, people, they should be out catching bad guys. Oh, they should be out. That's what we do.
This is imitation.
They should be out catching bad guys. I'm like, well, you know that a lot of the bad guys that were caught were by traffic stops? I don't care about that. And another thing that gets me is that people will complain about their neighborhood speeders. And they'll call the cops, says, can you come out here? People are speeding in our neighborhood. They're driving us crazy. We can't do anything. They're just going up. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So the cops come out and do enforcement. Guess what they catch? The people that called. They go, well, I'm the one that called. You can't write me a ticket. Yeah, I can write you a ticket because you're speeding. The people that write the tickets are the ones that are speeding. They're just mad that the people that are speeding are going faster than they're going. True story. There you go. Anyway, so I'm sorry you got me on a tangent about that. So, I think that you have the right to support law enforcement and you have the right not to. That's totally but don't be anti-cop and then try to call them when something goes wrong. Because, I know a guy who yelled F the police every day of his life and now he's trying to be the police.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you got to tell me who that is later.
I'll tell you later. I'm like, so you yelled F the police your entire life and now you want to be the police. But then he figured out that he has to get a job. And like some agencies like San Jose, you have to have a degree to be a cop. Other agencies, you just have to have a high school diploma. It all depends on where you go. So.
What?
Nothing. You're looking at me like.
I'm listening to you.
And as you guys keep cutting budgets.
Ooh, God Bless America says you would be a great police data specialist, Stanley. They pay well. Look it up. Yeah, well, I don't know if I want to do that, though. But I'll look it up. Send me the details. Send me the deets. No, you're supposed to look it up, right?
Send me the deets at info@mrbradley.com.
Oh, speaking of, in case you guys were interested, my website is finally up.
That's right.
Nourishmyheart.net. Nourishmyheart.net is finally up after like a long time. It's up.
Up and running. Spread the word. Johannesburg.
Yes. Spread the word. Share it with your family and friends.
Yep. Nourishmyheart.net. Can we put it on screen?
Sure.
All right. You keep talking. I'll type it.
David F. Baum says, follow the rules. Yeah, that is not happening in your city. Speeding, I'm sure there's a lot more going on there. I mean, the sad part about it is there is a lot going on somewhere. But when people are speeding, sometimes, we're probably all guilty of speeding, going over the actual speed limit. Okay, let me explain that for a second. When you are speeding, there's like some like excessive speeding where that's actually like a cue that there's something bigger happening there, right?
Yeah, I just lost my chat.
Did you?
Yeah, completely. It says some kind of error. Anyway, so it's funny because people are cutting me out time. I bet you. Oh
gosh, here we go.
I bet you'll speed. You tell people not to speed, but I bet you speed. Well, you know what? If you're 1 mile over the speed limit, then
you're
yes,
technically speeding. You're speeding. Yes.
I mean, everybody. If you say you've never been 1 mile over the speed limit, then I'm gonna have to. What's the lemon water situation for Stanley in the AM?
I brought him water. I brought him lemon water this morning.
No, okay.
I did.
Yes, you did. But last week we were gone. No lemon water.
Yeah, and then this week, this week I did except for when
Friday night, for Saturday.
Except for Saturday morning. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Yes. But I also got up early and gave you water too.
Not this past week. It was the week before vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't throw me in the bus, huh?
I mean, I'm just being honest.
Really? When honesty goes too far.
When honesty is just not enough for you.
Yeah, I lost my check.
Thanks, Betty Veronica.
Oh, there it is, the back.
I do love him. David F. Mom said she loves you. I do.
I love you like some grits with some salt and pepper. Sop you up. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about? Because we've.
Oh, we're over an hour. Okay. Betty Veronica says you two are so adorable.
Oh, by the way, Betty Veronica, did you actually post? And was that her to ask the question? Was I taking the video?
Taking the video? No, that was on Instagram? No, that was Elaine.
Elaine, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we shot video I put on Twitter and Instagram.
David says you're a lucky man.
Yes, I am. Every day. Lucky spam.
No, lucky man.
No. Anyway, so as we were cruising along, she sees this lady on her phone just FaceTiming.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh my God, she's FaceTiming while we're driving down the freeway."
I did not say it like that. Yeah. But I do notice, like, because it's usually driving. So I will notice, like, I look at people as they're, like, you know, in their cars and stuff. And I'm just very observant. And there were plenty of people that day.
Everybody.
Riding dirty.
So she's literally FaceTiming. And so I said, okay. And so Diane goes, "Oh, you want me to shoot that?" And I'm like, "Yes, I want you to shoot that."
I did not say, "Oh, you want me to shoot that?" What I said was, "Do you want me to record her?"
And I said,
"Yes." So I recorded her, and then he got alongside her from the other side, and I recorded her there too because she was doing it for like several minutes, and he did. So there was one angle where he actually like zoomed in, and so it makes it look like he's filming because you don't actually see the like his body anymore. So when I shoot it, normally you can see his body and his hand on the steering wheel, but when he zooms in, he's zooming in to show you a closer shot of the lady actually FaceTiming. The problem though is that people kept thinking that it was him that was shooting, that was filming it, because you no longer saw like the other part of like the seat.
Well, I wanted to show the phone.
Yeah, you wanted to show like in close, like how like that it was actually there, like on her steering wheel.
And of course, people are like, "Oh yeah, well, you should be more mad at the guy that's shooting and driving at the same time." And I'm like, okay, you clearly don't know who I am. Clearly don't know what I do. You know that I'm not going to be the one videotaping that.
Exactly, yeah.
But yet, I'm always, every time I shoot those videos, and one guy actually sweared up and down that I took my hand and extended it all the way across. Let me do this hand here.
So yeah, because I shot from the passenger side too. I shot from both sides.
And shot out the window from this side. I'm like, yeah, that's doing too much.
Yeah. You know what though? I guess what you can start doing is like, if you want, whenever you do a post, you can just do the camera logo and tag me so that people know it was me that's filming. But I just thought it was funny because I was like, people that like follow him, I would assume would know that like, if he used to do a segment called People Behaving Badly and did a lot of like traffic stuff, he wouldn't be the one distracted driving.
I'm trying to understand. So David wrote, okay, got it. David bomb out. I enjoyed the feed, but I get the message. Anyway,
wait, I don't get it.
I don't get that one. I lost something somewhere down the right. Also, do you guys post every Sunday? Yes, we post every Sunday around 7, unless we announce that we're not going to be on. We do it a week in advance, so that people don't sit around waiting for us to pop up.
Yeah.
So, yes, thank you for asking.
God bless America. No, we don't have AC. We're in a place that doesn't need AC, and it's not hot here. Like right now, it's 61 degrees.
Yeah. All right. I was trying to figure out where that came from.
Yeah, what happened? I'm not sure. David F. Bomb, I'm a little confused.
I think he left. He said he's out, so he might be gone.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. So it's we've been on for about an hour and 16 minutes. We try to wrap it up at some point. We're getting close to doing that. And plus it is ice cream day.
I'm not having any more ice cream, are you?
Yeah. I saw a guy get out of their car and sing while his buddy was filming for his TikTok this morning. I didn't film it because I was in an Uber and heading into work. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've seen some crazy stuff on the roads. We see, with her, Diane as a shotgun, she's very observant because she doesn't like to read while she's driving, so she looks out and
I don't really look at my phone while he's driving. I like to be attentive. Like I kind of like to be like your second driver.
Yeah, she even puts the brakes on everything.
Sometimes. So I like to just be aware.
I'm like, why do you put your brakes on?
Meanwhile, if I'm driving and Stanley's passenger, he's always on his phone.
Because I trust you.
I know, I trust you too.
I don't get motion sickness.
But I like to just be like very aware of our surroundings. Mr. Valley Production.
All right. Well, anything else before we wrap this bad puppy up?
I know, Betty Veronica, I'm not sure what he was referring to either, but I do hope he's okay.
Yeah, I missed what was going on there. There's eyesore.
What's an eyesore?
There are eyesores. Oh, he's just talking about bad drivers, I think.
Oh, okay.
Safety first. Yes, safety first.
For sure.
That was fun. I always enjoy talking to everybody. And I thank everybody because I hope you enjoy talking to us. And I know it's summer. People are out running about. And pretty soon we'll be back to darkness again.
I know, it's, what is it, 8:30? Oh, look at the sun. Wait, the sun's over there?
Yeah, it's west.
Look at it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and just like that, the clouds are covering it up.
But no dollars.
Huh?
David F-Bomb, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Are you having a conversation with us or with someone different? Tonight, get a second shower tonight for the pillows.
I am so confused right now. Good night, get a second shower tonight for the pillows?
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
I'm really confused. There's I think there might be multiple conversations in this chat and I'm lost.
103 in Albuquerque. Woo!
Oh, gosh.
And it's dry heat.
Yes, and please make sure to stay hydrated, guys. If you're out in that heat, definitely drink more water.
Don't drink beer.
Do not drink. Well, alcohol just really doesn't help. It will dehydrate you. Make sure you're hydrating from the minute you wake up to the minute, maybe an hour before you go to bed. Because, excuse me, I'm not sure how, some people really just can't have liquids before bed because then that means they'll wake up in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom. So,
yeah, I get it. Again, we will. I have supported you on the new equipment, and still will your feed on YouTube. Okay. Thank you, David. We do appreciate all your support. Just trying to figure out what just happened because there was a whole bunch of different conversations that I missed because I wasn't looking at the feed because I lost my chat. But if you can kind of sum it up for us, what happened? I was 2 months away from my 21st birthday. I have no plans to start drinking at that time. Well, thank you, Gabriel. Drinking is overrated.
Drinking is overrated.
But David, you can sum up what's going on because I kind of trying to figure out the conversation. It was different things going on and I missed it.
Chris says Persian Gulf International Airport reached 152 degrees Fahrenheit today.
Wow, that's
holy
hot.
Crap! That's even a thing. 152 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh my gosh! I hope those people had AC. Sheesh.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to read back for. Hopefully he can sum up what was going on because with no chat I couldn't tell. I just saw the last couple of words and. Thank you, David F. Baum. We appreciate the
yes, thank you.
The super chat, but we're still trying to understand what you were trying to say because we were looking at it, but because my chat I had an encryption error and I lost my chat.
Oh, I didn't see anything though.
Yeah, so there must have been a conversation you were having with someone else, or we missed something. So if you can clarify what we missed, so we can know. And thank you for that.
Betty Veronica, I drink coconut water in addition to water. Coconut water is very good for proper hydration because it has electrolytes and the necessary minerals you need. So yes, coconut water can be very good. Again, whenever I look at certain items, I always make sure that the quality is good because sometimes with coconut water there can be something that's added, added sugar. So you want to make sure no added sugar. Coconut water will have sugar already there, the juice from the juice, but it's naturally occurring sugars. So just make sure you're also drinking something that doesn't have additional sugars or any artificial flavors or anything like that.
Yeah, chemicals unfortunately are bad. A lot of stuff that we drink nowadays has a lot of chemicals in them. I'm going to try to avoid those things. I've learned that from Diane Faith.
From me.
Yeah. I try to eat less, and she'll point out something if it's something in it. We try to avoid it though, so we do. Anyway, so we're glad again. We're glad you guys can spend time with us. I'll say it every time. You could spend your time with anybody else, but you chose to spend it with us.
Yes,
we do appreciate that. We appreciate the super chats. We appreciate the stars. We can't see them, but I will come on Facebook when we're done. And thank you for that as well. We thank you for any bits that may have been sent through Twitch. We thank you for that as well. We really enjoy this. It's a small group that we see, but there's a bigger group that's watching on Twitter that doesn't know that they can actually log in on Twitch or another platform to see what we're doing.
And to chat with us.
Yeah, they can chat with us. Some of them are making comments that we can't see because we don't have Twitter dialed up, because Twitter is not part of this whole setup. They don't have it where I can go live yet. I'm sure at some point they'll make it and then we'll add it. I mean, it's there, but it won't be integrated to the point where we can go back and forth with it. So, and we're on Threads now.
Oh yeah, Threads.
Yeah, so
that new thing.
The new thing, we're still trying to figure it out. They're adding new features to it every day or every week. There's an argument that it's not doing very well. I don't know. I just know that if you delete your Threads application, you are in fact deleting your Instagram. So the two are connected at the hip. So if you decide you want to get off Threads and you delete it, just know that your Instagram will go bye-bye with it, which I think is not a good idea, but
bye. Yeah. Where's that from?
That's Backstreet Boys.
Oh wow, my gosh, you know that?
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
So stay hydrated in this heat. Don't drink alcohol.
Yes. We do basically when we are sweating, we are dehydrating ourselves as we are sweating. So we are losing those electrolytes. So we need to replenish.
What electro heavies?
Yeah. And lemon is very good for your digestive tract too. It's good for your liver. So
and I have a big shoot coming up in a few more days. So be prepared for something really cool. I'll let you check it out once we get done. Same bat time, same bat channel. Clarifying, Stanley, you have a gift that has been given to you. Let's hope she's still loving you. She loves me. We love each other.
We do love each other.
We argue back and forth, but it's out of fun.
It's actually we joke a lot.
Yeah. She may kill you in your sleep.
No, I would never do that.
She wouldn't kill me in my sleep. She'd kill me when I was wide awake.
I would not.
She wants me to see it coming.
Really?
No, we actually.
The word kill is not in my vocabulary.
We actually argue in fun arguments. I mean, everybody has arguments.
Everybody has arguments.
If you say you don't, then I don't know what's going on. But overall, we have I'm like the sun. She's like, I'm like the moon. You're like the stars. You had songs by?
No.
Neil Diamond?
Oh, let him sing it.
Wow. Wow.
I don't sleepwalk anymore.
No, she sleep talks now.
I used to sleepwalk. For some reason it was weird. I used to sleepwalk as a kid in hotels.
She sleep talks now.
I do sleep talks.
That's creepy.
Though. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I sit up and start talking. He sleep talks too, but he sleep talks with snoring. So it's not like he's actually talking. He's just snoring. What? It's true. I'm scratching my mosquito bite. What? You do snore.
That's not talking though.
But it's sleep talking.
No, it's not.
In another language.
No, you're like, oh, Mr. B, I'm not going to do that today.
Mr. B.
I don't know, whatever name you come up with.
Mr. B?
I don't know. You just be having some random stuff. And I want to record it, but by the time I get done, she's already finished her conversation. I'm going to record it one day and be like, I want to bring cameras up that run all night.
Do I usually talk sitting up?
You did this morning.
I talked this morning?
Yeah,
what did I say?
You said... You got up and you said...
Stanley and I can duet snoring.
I know.
God bless America. We will do a hard pass on that one because I am not trying to hear more than one person snore.
Sleepwalkers can kill. I grew up on Neil Diamond, dude. Keep an eye open. But the song out says, I am the moon, you are the sun. So we're opposites, but yet we get along very well.
We're not, and I also don't think we're necessarily complete opposites because we do have a lot in common.
I'm a heathen. You're a Christian.
No comment to that.
All right. I like certain foods. You hate certain foods.
Veronica says Stanley probably sleep jokes and laughs. He
laughs. No, but you know what though? It's funny. You'll know I'm having a really bad day if I don't joke. Even when I had a stroke, I was making jokes. People go, you had a stroke and you still making jokes. That means you're okay.
He always jokes, always.
Can I explain real quick before we go why I joke a lot?
Sure.
If you've never worked as a news reporter or a news photographer.
Or news at all.
No, I'm not talking about inside the building. I'm talking about out in the street.
Okay.
You've seen every way there is to be killed. You've seen every form of violence. You've seen car crashes. You've seen babies that have died. You've seen plane crashes where people were burned, just the skin burned off of them, and you see the flesh. I've seen people burned to a crisp where their whole body's just black again. So you see enough of this stuff that it does weigh on you. It weighs on you a lot. And if people say it doesn't, they're lying. So one of the mechanisms I have for dealing with it is by having a funny bone. I laugh about stuff. Because if I don't laugh, you lose your mind. You literally lose your mind in this business when you're out there and you're covering this stuff and you see the amount of suffering that humans do. You see the amount of crime, the violence that humans are capable of. And I've never been a war correspondent, but I've been in the war in the streets of Los Angeles, San Francisco, Oakland, the peninsula. I've been in these wars. And it's not like, again, it's not like an actual war where you're out and people are like, but it is crazy stuff that you see. Human beings are so mean to each other. They are so mean to each other. It is unbelievable. And now when we have social media, they're not only mean to they're mean to people in real life, but they're also even meaner on social media because they're hidden in behind a wall that they think that of anonymity. And that's what happens. So it releases, you're right, it releases happy hormones. It makes me happy when I can see someone laugh. And also, I have to say this, growing up in an abusive household and watching my mom have her ass handed to her whenever her husband got drunk, and seeing her, my mom, nothing worse than seeing your mom crying as they're getting the crap beat out of her. So you learn to deal with stuff differently. So my coping mechanism was comedy. And so I make fun of things, and people used to get mad at me. Oh, is there anything got to be funny to you? I've lost relationships because I thought everything was funny. And so I had to learn how to table it, because at some point you take that whole comedy thing and then it does get out of hand. But you laugh about stuff that you go, why are you laughing? That's not funny. You have to laugh. If you don't laugh, you go crazy. You have to laugh. So there you go. As Jeanette said, that's why I disabled the comments on Albuquerque behaved badly and why I block idiots on social media. Yeah, you have to. I didn't used to block people, but now as soon as you pop your head up and you say something stupid, I'm going to block you. I just deal with it. That's all I do. Beautiful sunset. You're right. Oh, they can see it in the reflection.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, we're going to go and enjoy the sunset before it goes away. And again, thank you guys. Thank you again for the super chats. Thank you again for the stars. I don't know if there's any there yet, but I'll go to check. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you again for all of your support.
And keep in mind, though, when we do these stories and I post them, new stories on YouTube, you can super chat those as well. Some people donate $1, $2, $3. Whatever you feel comfortable giving, you can do it. And good night, everybody, and thank you for the company, just like God Bless America said. And I want to read this to you one more before we go. So this was supposed to I'm going to make, and this is how we're going to end this. It's in my what do you call it? It's in my so this is, if you follow me on Twitter, I wrote this, and I haven't posted it yet, but it's still sitting in my thing. And I wrote, if you haven't noticed, my account is not political. In fact, I try to keep it as non-political. I keep it as a non-political island for everyone to enjoy. I welcome almost all opinions. I use the word almost all caps because some opinions I don't welcome. You're welcome here too, but please leave the politics at the door. So, you and I, we don't even talk politics.
No.
Because that's not important. I mean, our politics are what is in our mind. And we know what we want to do and how we're going to do it. But we don't want to bring that. So if you come to my Twitter account or my Facebook account, there's a good chance you're not going to see politics on there at all. There may be, a smidgen. But what I've noticed, and I have different groups follow me, and all of them have different political views. But we leave that political views out the doors when you come to my page. We have new people that are joining. We just reached 32,000. And I just noticed for the first time someone posted, let's go Brandon. Never had that posted before.
On your page?
On my page, yeah. But I didn't respond
to it.
Was that
to the CCW post?
It was to the CCW, yes. So
that's the thing too that we noticed, that like he'll post stuff. Of course, it's just factual or like observations or whatever. And someone in the comments will always turn it political. Always.
And I ignore those. I try to.
But
so,
I'm like,
so remember, if you come to us, we're a non-political platform. So this is an island. You can come here and rest assured that we're not going to talk about something that may or may not make you uncomfortable. But we thank you again, and we appreciate everything you've been doing. And yes, thank you, David F. Baum. God bless you too, as well. And we hope that we see you again, and we'll all have fun. Fun is important. Oh, one more thing, and this is
Chris says, are there steel drums on this island?
Yeah, hey, you can have steel drums.
And he says you need to re-upload your stand-up set.
Oh no.
Yeah. You stand-up set with your leather pants?
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
I'm planning and I know Chris, this won't affect you because and I have people that in other countries, Scotland and
or other states too.
But if we're going to try to plan a meet and greet, we're going to have a barbecue, potluck barbecue, where everybody can bring something, because I cannot afford to feed, 10 people that show up. That's what I'm thinking. 10
Not
people.
yet, at least.
Not yet. So we'll make it a potluck. It'll be on the peninsula.
Thank you, David.
Oh, thank you, David. Again, we appreciate it. We're going to try to have and we'll invite everybody. But if you're on Twitter, I have a circle that I can send it to. The only people in the circle know. And that way it won't be like a mass invite. It'll be just people in the circle. I think if you're there, if not, you'll also be on here as well. And we'll let you know. We're going to try to figure it out when the weather breaks. And I finish these big projects. I have 2 projects to do. One of them is coming up in August, which is going to take about 3 weeks, up to a month to finish. But I think it'll be a good project, and I'll let you know when we're done. Right? Fist bump? Oh, wait. I'm Millennial.
I'm a Boomer.
And we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Wakanda for life.
Oh my God. Also, don't forget to check out nourishmyheart.net.
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 All right, guys. I can't stop supporting this feed. Well, we appreciate that you keep supporting this feed, all the help we can get, because God knows we can use it. But Nourish My Heart, check it out. Her page, look at it.
Nourishmyheart.net.
Nourishmyheart.net. And send her an email. Let her know that you saw it. Her email is on there. And good night, everybody. Let me do this right, because if not, Gabriel, you didn't do it right. Oh, wait. How do I do this? Oh, there we go. All right, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts. Millennial Boom and Reasons Why Aliens Will Never Invade Earth and Caught Misbehaving videos are made possible through viewer donations. Check out www.linktree.com/MrBadleyTV to see how you can help. See you next week.